zina, leaving the luxuries of this life, as well as a person is preparing for the provision of hereafter, Zadul Ma'ad. So gaining Zadul Ma'ad and Tarku Zina. Person is worrying about the provisions of the life of hereafter, what's going to benefit him on the day of judgment. And that can be achieved if a person starts to live a simple life in this world. Number two, the second letter in this word is Ha, which delivers two things. The first thing is Hudan lid-Din. A person's life is guided by the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number two is Tarkul Hawa, leaving desire. And they all both go hand in hand. They all go together. How? Because a person who does not leave his desire, he cannot follow religion. The religion is opposite of the desire of this human being. A person wants to do, I don't want to pray, but religion is telling me to pray. So I have to let my desire go. I have to let my desire go to be able to fulfill the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the second step that a person needs to work on gaining this characteristic into his life is removing his desire from the equation. It's not about me, what I like to do. It's what Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded me to do. It's not about what I feel that this should be done. No, it is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded to be done. Sometimes, and many of times, a person has to go against his desire to fulfill the order of Allah Azza wa Jal, and this individual is successful. The minute a person goes and follows his desire, automatically he's going to leave the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when a person leaves the hukum of Allah Azza wa Jal, there is no guarantee of this individual. And this is something that's going to come while a person practices. In every single thing that a person does in his or her life, this is the thing that we need to govern. That in this action, is it my desire or it is the command of Allah? If I wanted to do this one and wanted to do it this way, is it my desire or is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Whatever is the command of Allah, that will flourish. And whatever is my desire, that's not going to flourish. The third thing that Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu anhu mentions, dawamut ta'ah, which is the letter dal in zuhd. The letter dal describes dawamut ta'ah wa tarkud dunya. It's to be completely, perpetually on the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and leaving whatever the world needs to offer. If a person stays on the obedience of Allah and leaves what the world wants him to do, then he is going to become successful. But I want to do what he says and what she says and what this person says and what that person says, and I don't want to keep myself on the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that's a problem for me. So zuhud is earned by doing three things and by leaving three things. The three things that a person can do to gain zuhud, Zadul Ma'ad. The first one is gaining the provision of hereafter. Number two is, as we discussed, a person is guiding himself on the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal and staying on the path of obedience. Three things that a person needs to leave is Tarkul Zina, Tarkul Hawa, and Tarkul Dunya. Leaving the luxuries, leaving what his desire says, and leaving the things of this world so that he can gain the hereafter, inshaAllah. We ask Allah to grant us the ability, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us this characteristic in our life. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.